to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Trustee Trombley.
Yeah.
Trustee Trombley.
Here.
Trustee Garrett. Trustee Grisenda is excused tonight. Mayor Martin.
Here. Okay. We have some minutes that we need to approve. I'd like a motion to approve the April 2nd annual organizational meeting minutes. Do I have a second? Do we have any discussion on those organizational meeting minutes? Let's see. On the first page, letter H, William Hogle, we approved that at the special meeting on the planning board. Any other discussion? Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to approve the April 2nd regular board meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any additions, deletions, discussion? Nope. Nope. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to approve the special meeting minutes of April 24th.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion, additions, deletions? No?
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Presentation of petitions, communications, notices, general question period, members of the community. No? Okay. The report, code enforcement, Mike?
Yes, it's been a few months since I've been here.
We missed you.
We missed you, man.
With zoning and conflicts with meeting days, but anyway, it's that time of year again, and I did a tour of the village today, and there's upwards of a dozen or so the grass issue. Now, last year, Larry and the mayor handled it. I don't know, are we doing that again this year, or are we gonna do something different? A lot of these people are repeat offenders.
That was part of my report, asking them to get the lawns mowed and trimmed.
Yeah.
As I walked around, that's the same as yours, a number of folks.
I did notice quite a few of them vacant properties, no one living there, so I didn't know whether they moved out or they're just not there. You know, but I figured I'd wait to go through this weekend to look at it. If anybody's gonna cut their grass, this past weekend would have been the time to do it, so they're clearly not gonna cut it, so.
Well, I guess my response or my thoughts on this is we'll make the phone calls again.
Okay.
One time. And then
After that, then
we'll set you up with a letter,
Okay.
and then we'll get it done.
I had sent a couple letters out for different things. Pools, I had a few issues with some pools with no fences around them. Back on the junk patrol, I have a couple that I'm working with. I spoke with the guy up on Oak Street a week or so ago, and he's back on track. He's got his machine up and going. He's going to be tearing that building down.
Is he going to tear it down?
Yeah. He was supposed to do it last year, but because of the rainy weather, and then it rained during the summer, he couldn't. I don't know. It was all mud in there, and he's got a ton of garbage that he dug out of the back. So it's been quite expensive for him to clean that property up, but he is going to tear it down and fix it and seed it, I guess. Other than that, a few building permanents. I see the project where they tore the building down, that got seeded down finally.
Yeah, he was there last Friday.
Yeah.
It was a little too wet.
Well, they did some testing next door for oil in the ground or something, and they went and dug in there, so.
They don't clean up very well,
Yeah.
and they dug up Mr. Landry's driveway,
Yeah.
and they didn't repair it.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be the village's issue. I mean, it's
No, that's the contractor,
the contractor.
environmental
Yeah.
services there. But other than that, you know, just doing routine inspections and stuff.
Is there anything that's new or going on with that old school, elementary school?
Actually, that guy called me today, and he said that he's been working with Conroy's again. Apparently, the funding is back in place. They're just tweaking the numbers and working on a few other details, but they fully anticipate of starting that project up.
So
Within a month or two is what he told me
Yeah.
today. So,
okay, be good to see some movement there rather than just.
The only other thing I had is there's a shared services meeting this Wednesday night. It's a very important meeting. I spoke with the engineers, and I think you're gonna like what he's gonna have to present. Other than that,
All parties be there?
oh yeah, I hope so.
What time on Wednesday, maybe?
6 o'clock at the town.
Should have this one.
Yeah.
Any questions for Mike? Oh, thanks, Mike. All right. Just a quick recap of the April 24th special meeting. First, we were able to refinance our water serial bonds as per trustee Trombley's request for information. Juanita found a bank that would refinance the bond at a much lower interest rate, saving the village approximately $89,000 over the course of the loan. Significant savings for the village. The village is now on Facebook. We will post information about meetings, community events, etc. on the Facebook page, as well as maintaining the village website as an informational source. The board appointed William Hogle to a 5-year term on the village planning board. Thanks, Bill, for agreeing to join this very important board. The village is going to offer a new service for its residents on a trial basis. We will be picking up brush on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, May 16th, 17th, and 18th. The brush has to be 3 inches or less in diameter, 5 foot or less in length. And we will pick it up and take it to our Elm Street depository. Only one pickup truck load will be allowed per property. Please have your brush by the curb by 7 a.m. on each scheduled day. The Elm Street area across from the Champlain Library is available for those who can haul brush or lawn clippings or leaves or branches, whatever, can be left on that lot for disposal. But please remember, no garbage, no shingles, just trees and brush, lawn clippings, and that type of material. As discussed with Mike, I'm asking the village residents to keep their lawns mowed and trimmed. As I've walked around the village, I've noticed many lawns that need mowing and need attention. Please, be proud of your village and keep the lawns looking cared for to avoid a visit from the codes enforcement officer or a call from the village office personnel. Thank you for your cooperation. The village garden is being prepared for the upcoming growing season. I would like to thank Karen Grisinda for volunteering to organize the garden this year. We will be having an organizational meeting on Wednesday, May 23rd at 6 p.m. in the village office for those village residents interested in participating. There will also be a notice in the Press Republican informing all residents of the organizational meeting so that you can plan appropriately. Interested parties may call the village office at 298-4152 to be put on a list of residents interested in getting a plot in this year's enlarged garden area. And thank you for Karen, or to Karen, for volunteering to manage this community garden, which I think was a success last year, at least from the interest that is shown this year from people who want to get a plot and join the fun down by the river. Get eaten by the bugs. That's all I have. Trustee Trombley?
The only thing that I have is anxiously awaiting the county on the startup of the Church Street project. Just speaking with Larry also about when he goes out again on the streets, there's some streets that are still in some serious need of some cold patch. So when he's out and about again, taking care of that and getting some of those potholes that are still in need of it. And taking care of Prospect Street and also the spot on Elm Street when the county comes to do the paving. So I see with the CHIPS money that we get from this year and our rollover from last year, we'll have a little in excess of $50,000 to go towards that project.
With the money that we budgeted, close to 100.
Yeah, but just in CHIPS money.
Yeah.
So that's good. It certainly comes in handy with the price of everything going up. So just looking forward to the startup of that. And Larry, again, thanks for all the work that you do with the crew and working with the county to get, you know, the help that they give us. It's appreciated.
Once the bazaar is done with, then I have to have the company to know it, so.
Thank you. Trustee Trombley?
Nothing to report, Mr.
Okay. Trustee Garrett?
Speaking of bazaar,
Yes,
it's just
good luck with the bazaar.
2 weeks away. Saturday and Sunday, the 26th and 27th of May. Bracelet Day for families is Saturday evening from 4 to 8. The kids can ride for $15, all the rides they want. So that's a great time to come with your families. The auction is going to be at noon. Steve Brody from Bridge Street Auction House will once again be taking care of that for us. And the car from Riley Ford, we will be raffling off the car. We've sold enough tickets, so that's really exciting. If you haven't gotten your tickets, it's not too late.
Just gonna ask.
I have
We
some
haven't
with
seen
me
them.
tonight for anyone in the
We haven't
room
seen
that
them yet.
needs some. And you can get them at church, you can get them at school. We'll get them to you. They're $20 a piece, or if you buy 5, you get the 6 free for $100. So that's really exciting. Apparently years ago they used to do new car all the time, so people are very excited about it. And we're going to have a nice, beautiful, mid-70 light breeze, no mud this year at the bazaar. For all of you, in case you were wondering what the weather will be, it's going to be perfect.
Wow.
So come on out. That's exciting. I also received some information from Plattsburgh State that I thought some families would be very interested in. And they are doing summer safari, and they are offering fabulous things for the kids to do during the day. A wide variety from theater, science, math, art, literature, some Harry Potter stuff, technology stuff, dance and choreography, all-day camps, which is great. If you want more information on this, you can call them directly at 564-3054 or go to www.plattsburgcatanimalsugar.com and get more information. But it's an extensive bunch of camps that they sent to me. I would read them all to you. They sound really exciting. So check them out. Some really fun things for the kids to do, just a little bit different. So as summer's approaching, I know people are looking forward to that. And if you didn't register for the programs that we offer up here, contact the schools and see if there's a way to still get in. They do make some exceptions. The swimming's kind of tight to get into at this stage, but the other events usually you can get into.
Summer's going 1 week less this year, swimming,
Oh.
because they have pool repair at Northeastern. So we had to
See
back
that.
it up. We had to back it up and lengthen the day. Fortunately, the coordinator and the lifeguards have agreed to spend.
Is that the first session or both sessions are gonna be for,
they're
I haven't
back.
seen that.
Going back to about 2.5 weeks rather than 3.
Okay, well, it's still available, which is great.
Yes, it's a good program. The one you're talking about is a good program.
Yeah, this is great. They're doing Alice in Wonderland this summer with the kids too, as a show, so
Well,
it's just
we'll
really
put that-
interesting.
We'll put that information on our website and on Facebook.
Yeah, okay. And as far as the boat launch park, it's being used, it's very exciting. I ask that people please clean up after themselves. They're shoving garbage into all of the grills down there, and it's not fair for families who are coming down to grill to have to pull out your garbage. So lots of fishermen down there, it's been great fishing, but please, you know, take out your trash when you use it. It'd be greatly appreciated.
Garbage cans we can put down.
We usually go through and pick the stuff up. We put garbage cans down, never gonna have everybody in the
Yeah,
river
in the
down
river.
Dump in their garbage, yeah. It's standard for any parks now, that you bring it in, you carry it out. So we just, you know, reminder to people, or we could even a sign if there's something, bring out your garbage, you know. Because you say, yeah, if you put cans down there, we'll have everybody filling it regularly. But it's exciting to see lots of boats getting launched.
First day, there was, I
Busy,
think, 12 or
busy.
13 vehicles down
Yeah,
there.
it's exciting.
Well, I think in talking about that, guys went down and fixed that boat launch, so it's much easier.
Right, yeah,
Much easier to get the boats in and out.
and
They
people are
used to
appreciative.
drop off a
They're
foot and a
using it,
half.
I know, just bam, yeah, we found that out one time.
Ask Mickey.
I can attest.
Yes.
What a great improvement it is from
Okay.
2 years ago.
We haven't tried it since, but the old way, oh, boom.
It comes out in 2 pieces after that.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Other report from the clerk treasurer, please?
One has our April expense and revenue reports. We have a few transfers we need to make for year end.
Need a motion to take the transfers?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay. Would you give us some information, will you?
Transfer to 1430.1 personnel, $350. Transfer to A 1450.1 election personnel services, $10. A 1450.4 elections contractual, $40. A 3410.4 fire department contractual, $700.66. A 5110.1 street maintenance personnel services, $8,000. A 5142.2 snow removal equipment, $820.31. We're going to take them from A 1410.4 clerk, $350. A 1910.4 special items, $40. A 1410.1 public health, $10. A 5110.4 street maintenance, $700.66. A 5142.4 snow removal contractual, $820.31. We also had one from sewer to G 8130.1 treatment and disposal personnel services, $2,000. We will take it out of G 8130.4 treatment and disposal contractual, $2,000. Part of these with personnel, the number ones, the personnel, the payroll counts, because we ended up with 26 payrolls instead of 20, or 27 payrolls instead of 26 for this year. So,
Okay. And the last line there, I think, is very important for people to know. General journal entries necessary to transfer funds to accounts in need. No account can have a negative balance at the end of the fiscal year. Have a roll call vote, please. Wait, any discussion on this? Have a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Garrett.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. You've all been given the warrant.
And we have some additional invoices to add to that. Few that came in today, get them all paid for the end of the year.
$1555.02.
I'll make a motion to approve the warrant with the additions totaling $1,550.02.
Second?
Any discussion on the warrant?
What's this addition? Is it Michelle Redding?
She's the youth commission. This is for equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, we have money left in the budget, so we asked her to go in, purchase, they needed to get new regulation bats and gloves.
She and Jan Turner from House's Point went through all of our sports equipment again last week.
Okay.
And the rules changed, so they need different bats and helmets and all kinds of stuff this year, so.
And she didn't know that they used automatically bill us, so she paid it, and we get reimbursed.
Okay.
Anything else on the warrant? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Garrett.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. Any reports from the superintendent?
You all have a copy of the work logs. You are all aware that we're picking up brush on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week.
Next week. Oh,
Next-
no, it's this week.
This week.
Yes, thank you.
This week. I put a thing, well, Donna put a thing in your boxes on the blowers for the wastewater plant. We just got this late in the afternoon. And I got a call from Eric that he would come up. The board wanted to sit down and go over the savings and what everything's gonna be. He said just let him know, and we would work something in our schedule.
Okay.
Handed out the annual water reports. Got to dig up the driveway at the the culvert at the KC between the road and the sidewalk in the village right away. Got Prospect Street. I'm just waiting for the bazaar to be over because when I have the company come up to grind the roads, I'm gonna have all the sections grind at one time because I may have to keep the guys a couple extra hours, but if I don't keep them a couple extra hours that night, it's $3,000 for the next day. So we're gonna work that in, so that's done on there. Right now we're mowing the lawns. I was supposed to get the tiller today for the garden, but there was a part broke on it, sharp rental. So let us have the tiller and the tractor. I will have it tomorrow, and we'll have that all from going. I wrote down there coal patch streets. And
Get the flower boxes up.
flower boxes are all ready to dirt sand. We just gotta get the plants in them, and we'll put them out. And we're gonna put them out. People wanna water them this year. They say they're gonna water them. If they don't water them this year, they won't get them the following year. So,
Is that a donation from Sharp Rental for the?
yes.
That's very nice of them.
It's the second year in a row they've donated the tiller and tractor for us. Very generous.
I'd like to purchase or get a limit on money to purchase a TV with a DVD player to hook up to the camera system because the one in there is mine. And if we do a safety conference with a DVD, it's all into one. I priced them, they're probably a little under $200. So I'd like to get at least that amount approved tonight. I'm guaranteed I won't spend $200, but
Sam's was it 169,
Yeah.
I think, or 179. But you're looking at 22 inches DVD. Okay, we'll put that under new business.
okay.
the bump on Prospect Street?
That's gonna be taken care of when we do, Horizon Heights. Cut it and dig it out and do it all at one time. We still have to make that turnaround on Horizon Heights.
Just so we don't have a
So
problem.
you're doing that sometime next month, or?
After the end of this month, we're gonna take care of that. But I wanna have it so I can have the county tar everything at once, because they're in and out, they don't come back before 8.
So when do you expect them to schedule this year?
As
Earlier
soon-
than normal?
No, it's probably gonna be the end of June, first part of July.
Oh, really? Did they
Yeah.
be paving?
Getting ready to do it.
All right.
He has 35 miles of road to do, and he didn't get a jump on it this year because last year, up in Altona, when they ran that bridge down, put the coal patch in there, and then we got snow and the truck flipped over. So he's behind schedule too.
How does that impact, when would you be digging that storm drain on Oak Street in a boat?
That storm drain will be, I'm gonna dig that storm drain before, and I'm gonna put gravel, it's gonna be all level, it's gonna have to tar it. In fact, I got the UFPO in for next Wednesday, the 29th. That's what the phone call was for.
So half of 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
I talked to Chris, and as long as it's level, they can get in and out.
Yep. Good. That's excellent.
And a couple of things for the board.
Oh, wait, I have a question for Larry.
Yep, go ahead.
On South Street, this end, with it, just having paved it, it's cracked all the way down.
To the scene?
Yeah. And should we not, like, fill that in, because the water and ice is gonna just make it bigger, and it seems we paved these roads and they're all cracking already.
Well, you do
Every one we do.
have your seam in the center of your road.
Mhm.
We can have rubber sealed, but it's expensive.
Right, does that not make sense? We spend this money to pave these roads, and then we just kinda let them go back to,
Well, crack filling always
You
makes
know.
sense, but. Yeah, still South
it's
Street.
pretty significant, I think anyway, maybe I'm just. I was
On
looking
this
the other
side?
day, yeah, this end,
I'll take a look at it
yeah.
tomorrow. Probably can get the county. They have the machine to do it with.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just seems such a shame, we put this
Well,
money
we
in.
were gonna
and
purchase
then-
one of them a couple of
Yeah,
years
we
ago,
were
but
talking
it fell
about
through the cracks.
Having
Oh.
a shared crack
It is
filler
what it is.
between the 3 municipalities.
Yeah, but that felt, never materialized.
No.
When we did Oak Street, who
County.
did that, county? Well, it needs to get done, but we really should consider it, maybe we could check some of the other streets that require it as well, if we get the county to do it.
I also got a couple of trees down for lines.
So you have to get a price from them, I'm assuming, yeah.
Well, they do have, the state had the company come in, and when they first found they did, they rolled it all off. I got called from people that stuff was all over their lawns, and it was the rubber. I'll get a quote on it.
And the chunk that's out of Elm Street,
Because it
That's
was-
gonna be grind.
If we could afford to
is
fill
that
the cracks,
covered
it would
under
save
any
the
kind of
street.
warranty or anything?
No.
And what caused that?
I don't know if
Huge.
the front of the wing caught it, or when they cleaned the driveway at the shop, it caught the corner of it. But they do have a pump, the spring down there that's pumping water up, that's why that water's all on that side.
Mhm.
So they're gonna take care of that. I went and saw them already.
Would you explain to the board what we talked about this afternoon about removing some of the sod, some of the grass on the side of the roads, so that we can
Yes.
get proper drainage?
If you look at a lot of our roads, the water doesn't drain off them. So it's probably gonna be probably 95% street in the village. We're gonna take the loader with the dump trucks, and we're going back a foot, foot and a half off the edge of the road, so the water drains off. So it's gotta be done.
Oh, yeah, there's a spot in Maple Street where it just pulls up. There's no place
There's
to
probably
go.
some ditches that need to be dug out as well.
And we do have some residents that throw all their garden fruit and stuff in the ditch, plug up the end of it, so.
Sounds like a code enforcement issue right there.
We'll take care of it.
We got living here or what?
Will we
Well.
be, will we be putting something in the paper so that people, who don't listen to the meetings will be aware of it?
Also, while I'm talking right now, we put out our next water bill, I'd like to put something on there. Anybody that has an email address, if they could send their email address to the village, because walking around 2 days with annual water reports, you don't have to do that. If you can email it, it's all gone out, you're gonna save all your paper.
Yeah, time.
Makes sense.
That's it.
Just before we leave, Larry, move on here. If you get the chance, on Ashline Drive, we have a lift station there that the guys completely overhauled. Looks quite nice. We also had a water inspection last week, and the village water supply for the water station did quite well. We expect a follow-up report.
Correct, they'll come in a minute.
Okay. And third, got a report here with some hours Larry got from going to the New York Water Event 2012, April 17th through the 19th. It looks like it was a pretty good conference.
Yes,
Got some hours here, 11 hours
11 hours.
for water, 2 hours for wastewater, 7 hours, I don't understand this one, professional
That's
engineer.
engineer, never know that to me.
Yeah. Yeah, but, anyway, no benefit. Okay, anything else for Larry? Any correspondence, please?
Correspondence from NICOM to Senator Little and Assemblyman Dupree, thanking them for their support to the Tier 6 retirement plan. Correspondence from Trident Insurance regarding sidewalk accident on Church Street. Correspondence from New York State DOT regarding CHIPS funding. Correspondence from Clinton County Planning Department regarding establishment of recreational trail in the village of Rouse's Point to the village of Champlain. Letter to Sue McDonald regarding the board's denial of a one-time sewer credit request. Correspondence from Oric, Harrington, and Sutcliffe regarding rebonding paperwork. Notice of shared service meeting on the May 16th, 2012, at 6 o'clock at the town of Champlain. Notice of violation to Reginald Clark regarding the collapsing stone wall in front of the funeral home on Elm Street. Letter to Catherine Ryan from Codes Officer Tatro regarding fencing requirement around your pool. Correspondence from the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 912 in response from the village regarding the annual Buddy Poppy sale.
Any comments on the correspondence?
Yeah, I have a comment now on the trail. In the way we have it in the minutes, it's saying that they were asking us for $5,000 of in-kind service. And then in this letter we received, it's asking us for $5,000 in monies and additional contribution as in-kind services. So it's different from what was presented to us at the last meeting where we showed the support for the in-kind services. Now they're asking for $5,000 cash as well as in-kind services. Did anybody else catch that?
Yes, it was my understanding that it was all in kind.
Because this is
Discuss
definitely
it.
got an and in there.
Yeah, I see that, and so I'll talk to Harry about it. Okay. Anything else on the correspondence?
I talked to the trimmer director today when I did the mark out for Knights of Columbus, and he's having Chad Courier refix that wall. In fact, he wants to move the wall back some.
That'd be good. Give us more room on the sidewalk.
He wants to dig behind it and reset the wall back some.
Wow.
The entire wall?
Needs to be rebuilt or taken out, basically. I mean, the stones fall out, they're on the sidewalk.
Well, I told him he needs to get the stones off the sidewalk.
Well, that's why I sent the letter. I mean,
If it falls forward, they'll be gone.
We need to approve the resolution for the rebonding.
It's a very long rebonding
Yeah,
paperwork.
A resolution authorizing the issuance pursuant to section 90.00 of the local finance law of refunding bond to the village of Champlain, Clinton County, to be designated substantially underwater system refunding bond 2012 and providing for other matters in relation to and the payment of the bonds to be refunded, or to be, refunded thereby. We're refunding $350,000 at the rate of 5.875 to a rate of 3.25, down to 10 years.
Need a motion to approve that?
That was a good summary.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve
Second.
the resolution for rebonding, right?
Any other discussion?
Roll call.
Yep. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Garrett.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. You've all been copied with the proposal, local village law, water service fee exclusion. I've talked to Trustee Trombley about this briefly before the meeting. What I would like to see is that we look at this, we generate a name for all of the property owners involved and the properties involved, and then we have a signed acknowledgement of the village limitations from all of the property owners that are affected. And we need to make very sure that we're dealing with incoming water pressures of 20 pounds or less. Is that correct?
Less than 20 pounds. If they
Less
have
than.
20 pounds, you're fine.
Okay, less than 20 pounds. And then, once we get all of this information, the property owners, we have them sign an acknowledgement from all of the properties affected, and that they understand exactly what the village responsibilities and what their responsibilities are. Then I think we can have a motion, vote on this for the next meeting, which we read the meters again in June.
June.
Okay, so we can handle this in the June meeting, and we'll bring back that list and hopefully have the signed permission, if you will, or signed acknowledgement of the property owners that this, and then we can get started at the next meeting reading. Is that all right?
So you want me to do something to read that acknowledgement form?
Yeah. Okay. Our next order of business, you've been copied with some requests to carry over some vacation time. We have done this in the past with the stipulation that the hours that are carried over must be used by December 31st, 2012.
I make a motion that Juanita, Larry, and Terry are able to carry over their respective hours to be used by December 31st, 2012.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah. I thought we were going to do away with doing this. We made exceptions because of staffing issues. That we didn't want this to become a regular occurrence.
If I remember correctly, I have to look back in the minutes, but I think we allowed them to carry over into the beginning of the next fiscal year, as long as it was used by December 31st of that year.
Yeah, we
But the
made that
carryover,
exception, but
yeah.
we wanted to try and get away from doing that on a regular basis. And we have Woody here who has 48 hours. Did he not
No.
get in a request?
No, Woody's,
On vacation.
he's on vacation right now, so that'll all be
Beautiful.
gone.
Okay.
And not everybody will have that.
And I will have 2 days left at the end of the month.
And I might just take all next week off.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
If I gotta use it, I gotta use it and lose it.
That's true.
No, I just, we had discussed not making this a habitual occurrence, and every year we are carrying it over, so.
I think he's made a motion though that if you carried it over, it had to be used
By
by the
December,
31st
yes.
of that year.
Yeah, I believe that's what it was. I think we asked that we try not to, but I think we did allow.
This isn't something that happens every year since I've been here and planned before, situations happen, you don't use it all, and the board's always allowed it before, and then a couple of years you made the stipulation it had to be used by the end of that
Right.
current year.
Right.
Summer's the busy time of the year for us.
I think as long as we follow that stipulation.
Any other discussion? Since this involves money, have a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Trombley. Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Garrett.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. All right. You've been copied with the list, kind of sloppy looking, I apologize, but the list for flowers, so that we can purchase flowers for the flower boxes to be put out before Labor Day, or before Memorial Day, excuse me. You have two quotes there, one from Country Gardens, which is reduced to $405. And you have a quote from Moore's Lawn and Garden for the sum of $389.69. These are two phone quotes. Joanne Pettigrew is going to put all the plants in as soon as we okay the purchase. We'll pick them up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week. Excuse me. And Joanne Pettigrew has graciously volunteered to put them in the barrels again this year for us. She would like to do it this Saturday and Sunday, as long as we have the flowers purchased and ready to go for her, so she can put them
Can I just interject one thing?
in. Sure.
On the Morris quote, the second item from the top, they don't have a price for that, but the Country Garden does have a price, so that's really the reason for the difference, so.
Is that who we've gone with in the past? Is that?
Yeah, Country Gardens, we've gotten them from there the last few years.
Where was? Where is
Skyline
that?
Road. Before the
They've been down-
VFW.
they've been
Right
down
off
there
the
somewhere.
road.
Oh, okay.
So what is the board's pleasure here?
Talking $2 difference.
Yeah.
on that.
Well, last year, Sharon down at Country Gardens threw in 4 or 5 extra plants.
And she also donated to the community garden, so.
Yeah, she did some plants and stuff, tomato plants and stuff like that, community garden.
Well,
Yeah, I know Moore's Lawn and Garden does a lot of donations too.
yeah, I know,
So it's
and they're local. I don't know, it's tough.
Crapshoot. On that.
It's almost better to do.
Half and half, that's right, split the order.
There's a lot of running around.
All right, if they run, I would say if they run like this each year, that we go every other year, so that we share between the two vendors. And
This
both
is
are
about
very
what we spent
generous in
last
our
year, wasn't it?
community,
Yeah.
you know.
This
I
is,
think it was like 410.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is about what we spent last year and the years past, so.
Right.
Make a motion to choose one of them, we'll go from there.
So you're saying that choose Moore's Lawn and Garden this year and Sugar Up Country Garden, is what you're saying?
Well, it doesn't matter to me who we choose this year. I'm just saying that,
Whoever we
You
do
know,
this year.
whoever we do this
choose
year-
the other one next year.
right, like we had to do with the bazaar with the liquor, you switch between the two liquor stores.
If I could just interject one maybe small thing here, but in talking to the ownership of Country Gardens, one of the things that is of concern, at least the flower box in front of my house was the petunias, and you had to keep snipping the dead stuff off them. I'm told that Country Garden carries the petunias that you don't have to do that. They remain full. You don't have to constantly go and pull the dead flowers, buds, if you will, off them, which means less maintenance for whoever's has it up in front of their house. So,
Well, this year, I'll make a motion and that we purchased some Country Garden that didn't pass.
Okay, have a second?
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? Do you have a dollar amount, Tom, you want to spend? Do you want to approve?
What do you,
Or are we just going to buy what we purchased in the past?
yeah, I thought it was $405.
Okay,
is
405.
What we're dealing with, yeah, $405, sorry.
Okay. Have a roll call vote, please. Paul's money.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Garrett.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. Okay, my last order of business. Go ahead.
I think she does a diagram of where to put them, so they all look the same. Yeah.
Joanne does.
Sharon
Oh,
did that
Sharon.
for Joanne last year.
Oh,
And this
okay,
year we
good.
have all whiskey barrels except the 2 green ones down in the park and the 2 small green ones here.
How many barrels?
20 whiskey barrels.
Okay. Now we come back to something we discussed at the special meeting on the 24th, and that's the personnel policy. I would like to recommend that we either approve or put on hold the 2012-2013 personnel policy for this fiscal year. It's going to have to be amended and changed as we, are you ready for this? As we go through with our union contract negotiations. And it seems that many of, or most of the discussion points that we had 2 weeks ago dealt with negotiated items. So I guess I'm recommending that we approve what we have and then make our changes after we do negotiations for the next contract.
And then get 2 documents in alignment.
And then we get 2 documents at once, yes. I mean, we've had this, and there are some, I admit that there are some difficulties here, there are some changes that need to be made, but I think the most important ones are negotiated items, the things that have to go through that process. So either or, we can recommend the personnel policy as it is for this year, and then make the changes as we negotiate next year, or we can leave it be for this year. We are still covered under the personnel policy. And then make our amendments after we do the negotiations.
Where are the negotiations? That's
Pardon?
all next spring, right?
Probably-
Negotiations will start probably January. The contract starts in May, so negotiations will
It's
start.
June. I think it's.
It starts June 1st,
Right.
2014.
The contract's usually signed in May, but
Yeah.
usually right after the holidays will start.
Well, I make a recommendation that we get our work in progress outlined as to the changes in advance of January to present to the negotiators, so that we are prepared to make the changes. So it's a work in progress here
Yeah,
this
it's
summer,
a work in
fall.
progress here, but they'll have to be, we can recommend, but whether that gets through the negotiated process or not.
No, right,
Yeah.
right. But where we are definitely have some issues as far as conflict, we need to clarify
Mhm.
whether we adjust the personnel policy to reflect the negotiation or the negotiations to reflect the policy.
Yeah.
It needs to be commingled properly.
Okay. Would you like to make a motion on that, then?
That was a motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
Yeah, if I understood right, yeah. If
Yes,
we're
we're
putting it
gonna
on hold.
put it on hold. We'll be working on it. Tom and I will start putting together where the conflicts are, outline it so it's clear.
Yep.
So when you guys start negotiating, those are points you know you're going to have to hit on so that we come in compliance with both forms
Okay.
of.
I'll second the motion.
All right, any other discussion here? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I skipped over old business. Mike, anything on that? I guess we're going to discuss the Water District Wednesday.
Correct.
Okay. So there's nothing with the GSA. All right, any other business come before the board?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Were you, under new business, were you gonna talk about funds for the TV and DVD?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I
Need a
just,
motion for a dollar amount?
thank you.
No,
Thanks.
500 ought to cover it.
I don't think so.
I'm thinking too.
two, yeah.
Yeah, I priced it.
I was thinking I've got some things coming up in the auction next weekend that I know you can get for a deal.
You
Flat
want to
screen?
it?
I have a big, huge honking
No,
flat
it's gotta
screen
go, it's gotta
in.
go in my office, no.
Small one.
I got a little one on top.
How many tickets are we up to?
Oh, I don't know, total tickets, I have no dollar amount, but we're good. We're knocking on the door, there's no way we won't make it.
Need a motion to approve $200,
That's it.
up to $200 to purchase a flat screen television with a DVD
So
for use
moved.
with our camera system.
Second.
Up to 200 now?
Up to 200,
Yeah.
or less than 200.
What's your deals? Black and white, right? No need for color.
You got black and white at your house?
I do, you want one? In the basement?
You didn't buy me one?
I have one. Want
They're
it?
boat anchors.
Can you buy me?
No,
I don't think so.
no. We have a motion, we have a second, and a roll call, please.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Kuzenda. I'm here.
Yeah, Garrick.
Trustee Garrett.
Here.
Mayor Martin.
Yes, aye.
Motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a second? We are in adjournment.
Anybody need car tickets? Here's this one.
Yeah,
Sure.
Who was the second?
6 inches.
Him.
When in doubt, just put Trombley and Trombley.
Yeah,
You're
it
responsible
covers
up
it.
to the.
I'd like
I knew I
one,
would
Jamie.
get to,
You want some?
Yes, please.
Ran into that
Just one,
2 years ago.
That was
Just
you want to
one?
win.
I ran into
No,
that
you
2
want to
years
win,
ago.
yes.
Somebody
Very true.
researched
Yeah,
it,
my six
and
was-
said,
Boy.
my mother took the paperwork to work since somebody had wanted